Welcome to the stream. It's me, Pretty Girl. I am here, and yes, I did forget something. Alright, hold on one moment. I know you guys are probably like, where is the fireplace? Where is the lovely fire ambiance that we're supposed to have going here? And we're about to have it in a moment. There it is. Okay. And I realized I, recently started putting it through Chrome instead of just playing it in my media player because it does better. So there it is. You guys are about to be in an ad, exclamation point ad, so let me know, exclamation point back, let me know you're back. I do have some rice and tuna that I'm gonna try to eat because I did not eat anything today and I need to try to eat something, but I also need to get work done. So we're gonna see what happens. I don't think the stream will be very long today because I do have to do something else and a lot of stuff is going on, but we'll see what happens, like I said. So we're about to do sprints. I am going to start a sprint in the server. If you would like to join us, please click the link that Handsome Coast is put into the chat, and we are in the sprinting nook. So let's sprint for 15 fives. 15 fives. And I am going to start that now. So 15 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there, and we are just going to chill out for a bit. I'm going to make this a larger screen so that you can see the clock and the fireplace vibes, and I'm gonna mute so that I can eat. But if you guys want to chat in the chat, feel free. I will come off mute and speak to you. Colonel's here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Colonel says, afternoon, Wordy Girl in chat. Always fun watching Wordy eat. Interesting. I guess it's good you find it fun. We've got 10 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Colonel says eat your noodles before they get cold. It's not noodles, it is rice. It's rice and tuna, but yes, thank you. I'm trying to eat it before it gets cold this time, because usually when I bring food on stream, it gets cold, and I don't end up eating it, but I'm trying to quickly do it before chat blows up or something like that. Hello, it's King Swaggas. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm just trying to quickly eat my food. Much love. Alright, sorry about that. King says, I'm pretty good. I woke up this morning and forgot I had a doctor's appointment until like 30 minutes before. So I scrambled to get ready and still made it on time. Well, that's an epic achievement, I would say. I think that deserves a round of applause. Is he going to get... Oh, there you go. That is wonderful. And I hope that it went well, the appointment. Looks like it's going to be a slow work day. Okay, that sounds like it's pretty chill. I am glad. So please do enjoy the downtime. I'm okay. Just trying to, you know, keep praying and keep going as always. I do appreciate all the prayers and all the support that you've shown very much. I do appreciate you so much. And thank you for all of the wonderful things that you do. We have 2:30 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. King says, I pray things get better for you. Thank you so much for the prayers. I do appreciate them. Much love to you. We have about 1:05 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. see that this sprint is about to end, and I'm almost done with my food, which is good. I didn't get many words done that sprint, but I did get a lot of food eaten, so hopefully by the end of the next sprint, my food will be gone. And we're gonna do a 5-minute rest. Crystal says, I always wonder what you work on since I never see it. Well, there was a redeem where you can say, let me see, and see what I'm working on, but I don't think I restored that one. A lot of the redeems I had hidden because I was like, you can tip and restore them, but it didn't really work because not many people tip to restore the redeems, and a lot of people were just like, where are all the redeems? So I'm like, okay. So I brought most of them back, but some of them are still gone. Alright, let's see. But yes, if you want to know what I'm working on, I can share. Right now I'm just kind of trying to catch up on things and eat my food, but usually I'm either working on my stories, or any kind of freelance stuff in the meantime. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Please let me know. Oh, Chalupa Batman. Okay, because I was like, is it up Batman? I don't know. But I see. Nice. Oh, welcome in, Chalupa Batman. How are you? Colonel says, where do you work on words? And all the fan mail and turning down level letters. Not quite, but I do work on words. That is true. But yes, if you want to figure out about my projects, you can actually ! Lisp and find my world, where it tells all about it. But if you guys are in an ad, ! Ads to let me know, ! Back to let me know you're back. Chalupa says, I'm good, just applying to jobs. Colonel, did you serve with the 101st? Much success to you with applying to jobs. I do understand that. That's very challenging out here. And we're going to do another sprint in about a minute and 45 seconds. Colonel says, served in room 101 for Big Brother. Pray you never enter room 101. Oh my goodness. Colonel likes to joke around. Exactly. Chalupa Batman says everyone says they're hiring, but no one actually is. That's basically what I've seen as well. I think some people are in ads, so we'll wait for the ads to be over. This next sprint is about to start in like 55 seconds. After that, I will mute again so I can eat the rest of my food. And then I shall be able to come off mute and do a lot of typing with the keyboard ASMR and all that jazz that you guys enjoy. But we've got 30 more seconds in the ads. But yes, Colonel has no ads because Colonel is subscribed. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. Much love. Three, two, one. Alrighty, ready. 15 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there, and I believe that you guys should also be back from the ads. If you're back from the ads, welcome back. I appreciate it. Much love. Welcome back to Luba Batman. Yes, as I said, you were probably in ads, but as I said, everyone says they're hiring, but no one actually is. That is so correct. I've been laid off for quite a while. I tried applying places. A lot of times it's so much effort and work to do all these assessments and video interviews, and they're not doing anything. We're just sending them videos. We're completing all these certificates, all these assessments, all these varied forms, and then half the time we don't even hear back, which is very disappointing. So yes, I do understand how frustrating that is, and I do pray that you have much success in your job searching. What kind of job are you looking for? Colonel says ads for the Thought Police. They are always hiring, or are they? Alright, so yes, I'm going to mute one more time so I can finish the rest of my rice and tuna, and then I shall get to work typing on the clicky-clacky keyboard. Anything that will take me. Exactly, that's the thing. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I just need money. I really do. So, yeah, much success then with your work search. I do hope you're able to find something wonderful that pays well and that allows you to have adequate time and rest and is at least somewhat enjoyable for you. Colonel says job hunting is a nightmare. Glad I'm literally in the local civil service here. Yes, I'm glad that you do have a job that is relatively good, Colonel. Yeah. Alright, so we have 12:50 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. I'm gonna mute so I can eat the rest of my food, and then we will get to typing. Alright, I am back. We have a 9:33 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. And let's see if I can... and Handsome Coat Host says, welcome back at the exact right time that I have returned. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is... try to... I'm supposed to be working on something, let's see. I'm trying to close unnecessary tabs. We have about 2 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Alrighty, time's up. How did you guys do that sprint? I managed some stuff. Didn't really do words. I forgot to put the 5-minute resting clock. Alright, there's the 5-minute resting clock. Hold on. Alright, 5 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. It's YS Books. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm glad you're well. Yes, I see the typos. It's fine. Oh yes, I realize you're not in ads because it says you're a subscriber. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I'm thinking probably King gifted you the subscription. King did a sub bomb, King Swaggas, the other day, and it is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Oops. Alright. We have about 3:45 on the resting clock. So be sure to stretch, rest, eat, drink, all that jazz, while we are waiting for the resting clock to be over. And I really need to do so many things, and I think that I'm gonna have to, in this next sprint, do the post that I've supposed to have been doing. But every time I think I want to do it, then I realize that I forgot something, so it's being annoying and taking too long. Sorry, I was thirsty. Alrighty, we have about 2 minutes and 17 seconds left on the resting clock. And then hopefully I can actually get into the clicky typing. And then we should we'll see what happens. Because like I said, I'm probably not going to be streaming for a long time today, as I have quite a busy day, and I'm still trying to figure some stuff out. So all prayers are appreciated. We have about 1 minute 35 seconds left on the resting clock. I'm going to roll my wrists. I feel like I need to stretch more. Rolling shoulders. Rolling neck. Stretching arms. Sitting up straight. Stretching fingers. Stay hydrated. I do need more. I need to refill my water bottle though. But that can wait, I guess. I need to. I think I might have to do more designs this sprint. It's Full Truth. Hello, hello, hello. Happy time zone to you. How are you? Alrighty. Time for the sprinting. 15 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Yes, I see you're saying we talked about this. I assume I know what you're talking about. Continuing the joke. I really want to. Cinderella says, having a mild viral fever, and it's been crazy for me. I'm constantly tired nowadays. Yeah, so sorry that you're still experiencing the viral fever. I will keep you in my prayers. You can pray right now as well. Yes, Full Truth, I know you're just playing. Alright, so, Cinderella, yes, a viral fever is not fun. So, Full Truth says, glad you remembered it. That means I live rent-free in my mind from now on. Interesting. Well, I guess a lot of things live rent-free in my mind because my mind is always thinking about everything. But yeah, that's just because I'm weird. Anyways, Cimarella, I'm going to go ahead and pray. Dear God, thank you for everything you've done, everything you're doing, everything you will do. Please bless Cimarella right now. Cimarella is going through a lot of conflicting thoughts, a lot of illness, a lot of news, a lot of endurance, and just altogether a lot. And we pray and ask that you bless Cimarella right now and keep Cimarella. Show Cimarella your love. Wrap Cimarella in your embrace. Help Cimarella to feel better. Relieve this fever, as fevers are very unpleasant and very unhealthy, but we know that means that the body is trying to fight off any kind of infection, any kind of sickness. We just ask you to please expedite that process. Help Cimarella to feel better and at rest and peace and calm. In Jesus' name, amen. Alright. Thank you so much for that. Michael Java says, pleasant day, lovely people. Where did you get that miracle you needed? Well, I'm always prayerful. I'm always grateful. And I do appreciate all prayers. So thank you so much for the prayers. Full Truth says, I need food and I need to hit the gym too. Well, I hope you are able to get your food. God bless, much success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. Much success at the gym as well. Cimarella says, I don't think it's going to be helping. I know I sound insensitive saying that, but all I'm doing is coming here talking about things that are depressive and bothering you with prayers. Like I said, it's not bothering. Also, prayers do help. Even if it doesn't seem that you can see a physical change or a physical answer right away, prayers are always helpful. Michael Java says, amen. Michael also says prayers are never a bother. That is true. Samarella suggests that Full Truth order a takeaway. Interesting. Samarella says, I always ask for prayers, though it's like I'm using people like her for my benefit. That's seeing prayers as something, that's seeing prayers as if it is some kind of exchange that is one way. Like you're saying that you feel like you owe people things for praying for you. But that is not how it works. Michael says, consider this. Someone who prays for you is not being used. They're offering up your concerns to God on your behalf. Exactly. I will also say more like this. Michael says, Christians are happy to pray for others. It's a blessing to be able to do so. Yes. So, basically, prayer is talking to God, I would say. So, you bring concerns to God, you talk to God, you listen for God, you have a conversation with God. What you pray for, what you pray about, can be different all the time, but the prayer part is just talking to God. If you feel like getting people to pray for you is using them, that's not exactly how it works. People usually willingly pray for you because they want to. So it's not like something that is like you're stealing or anything. Samarella says, people always pray for me and I'm still sick. Sometimes I feel like, why should I burden you guys with my problems when I should be dealing with things myself? But that's another thing. Just because people are praying for you doesn't mean you're not doing anything also. Just like me. The other day, yesterday actually, I just posted asking people to pray for me because I'm just like, I am going through a lot. I'm trying a lot of things. A lot of things don't seem to be working, even though I know that God is always good, even though I know that God always provides, even though I know that I am grateful for what I have, I'm grateful for where I am, I'm grateful for the people around me, I am grateful. I still know that I do need, and I always need prayer as well. So it never hurts to just ask for prayer. If a person doesn't want to pray for you, they don't have to. You're not taking anything from them. I do know that sometimes people are like, okay, you're just talking about depressive things. We don't like that in our environment. Please leave. We really don't want to deal with that. We're trying to be happy here. You're just bringing in all this negativity. But I am a little bit different because I know that it is quite a burden sometimes when you try to be positive and happy, but you know you're dealing with a lot of stuff. So this happens with me a lot. People assume that I have no problems. They assume that I must be the best off person in the entire world because I'm smiling and because I'm trying to be kind to others, because I'm trying not to necessarily burden them with my problems, but then also I am not trying to act like I don't have any problems. I tell people I do have problems, and I ask for prayers. It's up to them to believe me if I have problems or not. Some people actually don't believe me, and that's just them. But I make it a point myself to be open to everyone. That's why I always say DMs are open if you want to vent about anything, if you feel bad, if you feel like, I don't want to be happy right now, because it's just so much to just keep up the smile and just, act like nothing's wrong. And there's so much stuff going on, so much stuff in my head, and everybody's acting like just talking about something that's wrong is bad. And internalizing things like that is not good. Even though a lot of times we are taught to be polite and not talk about bad things. We're taught to keep things to ourselves. We're taught to, try to convenience everybody else, which is, I admit, this is something that I do a lot. And it can be very, very much troublesome and very, But yeah, so that's why I don't like to force other people to do that. I really want to help them to know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for prayers. I love everyone, and I pray for everyone, and I want the best for everyone. And I know that not everyone at all times is going to be having a good time. I know that not everyone is having a nice day, and sometimes the best thing you can do is just listen to people when they have things going on. And like I said, I probably talked about this before, but sometimes I work at Dollar Tree, and a lot of people, customers are like, when I say, how are you? And they say, I'm good. How are you? Then they say, wait, I know you're good. You're smiling. Like, they don't even allow me to tell how I am. They just automatically assume how I am because I'm smiling. And I think that if I was having a bad day, I would be mean. I wouldn't speak to them. I would be frowning. I would be, and that's not true. Sometimes you want to just be nice to others. That doesn't mean nothing's wrong with you. And that's why I want to have an environment where if you don't feel okay, it's okay. Samarella says, I just want to cry and I don't know why. That's okay. I sometimes feel like I want to cry too, and sometimes I actually can't cry and I want to. I just want to. So it's good. If you're able to cry, please do. That's a good release. That's just, sometimes a good cry will just help you feel better. Let me catch up on the chat. I was told not to talk about things and use people for my advantage. Like I said, it's not using people for your advantage. Just, if a person is open to you venting, if a person is open to praying for you, if a person asks you how you're doing and they sincerely want to know how you're doing, it's not using them to your advantage. And now you guys are about to be in the ad. I'm actually going to snooze the ad because they don't allow me to snooze the ads very much, but they allow me this time, so I'm going to snooze the ad because we need to talk. Michael says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. That is Philippians 4:6-7, which is one of my favorite verses. Michael says, I have told you all this, so you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world. That is John 16:33. Michael also says, using people for your advantage isn't good for sure, but that comes down to your motive. If you're seeking prayer, ask for prayer. That's my perspective anyway. Sounds like Gordy agrees too. Yes, exactly. Like I said, I don't think that just asking for prayer is using people to your advantage. I don't think that in a place, in an environment where you say, and you're very polite about it, you usually say, is it okay if I share? Or, I'm going through some things, I don't want to bring the mood down. Like, you say it first. You don't just come dump everything in the chat and you know, disregard what's going on. You actually are trying to be polite about it. You want to see, is it okay to share this? Is it okay to, you know, talk about this? And when you do that, and I as a streamer say it's okay, then now you have permission. You have permission and you are doing what you have permission to do. When I say that I'm going to pray for you, then that's just me wanting to pray for you. And in my channel, always, there's a prayer request. It is the cheapest thing in the channel points. And that is for anybody to redeem a prayer request. But you didn't even redeem a prayer request. You didn't ask for it. You didn't redeem it. You just told about yourself. And I offered to pray just out of my own desire. So, like I said, I don't think that that is taking advantage of me at all. North Heel is here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Good morning, says North Heel. Happy time zone to you. How are you? Samarella says it's not just about asking about prayers. I'm just scared of being a bad influence and bringing people down. So the thing is, it's not a bad influence. I don't know what you would be influencing people to do. The things that you're talking about are situations that are happening to you, and they are not like you're talking about you did something bad and you're not, you know, you're not going to try to stop doing it or something. You're just telling about yourself. You're telling about your day, you're telling about your life, and I don't see how that's a bad influence, unless you're saying you are being a bad influence by sharing bad things and encouraging other people to also share bad things. If that's the case, I don't think that's a bad influence. Like I said before, I here at least want to be open. I want to, in my Discords, I always say my DMs are open. And even though I'm dealing with things, I like to be there for others. I like to pray for others. I really like to help others. And if things are going on in your life, I know that it's not realistic for everyone to be happy all the time. It's not realistic for everyone to have no problems at all. So, I don't see how it's a bad influence. Like I said, if you...
fun. Again.
Thank you so much for cheering Bits, Norteal. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, if you go into a channel and you say, hey guys, can I vent? And they say, no, don't bring that here. Or if you look in the rules and see that the rules say, no trauma dumping, no negativity, keep things lighthearted, you know, which it's understandable when people have those environments. It is understandable. And people have the right to facilitate the community that they want, the vibe that they want. If there's a place where it says, this is happy vibes, we don't want to bring people down, that's fine. I'm not even mad at that. There is a time for that. Some people don't want to deal with that right now. They want to go somewhere where they can forget about all the problems and just have a happy time. But there are some places that say, we know that you might be going through some stuff and we love you, we care about you, we want you to feel safe, we want you to feel like you are able to share, we want you to get things off your chest, we don't want you to internalize everything. And that if you're in a place that says that, like how I do, then it's not being a bad influence, it's not taking advantage, because I just told you that you have permission to do that. Michael's lurking for work. Thank you so much for the lurk. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and joy always. I do appreciate you, Michael, for stopping by, and thank you for all the scriptures. Tamarello says, I don't want to make people feel sorry or feel bad and upset because of me. I really want to open up about so many things, but I can't. But like I said, once again, I said if you want to talk about even more stuff that you feel like it's not good to talk about on Twitch, or it's too much to type in the chat, like I said, DMs are always open. I have actually DM'd you already before, and I responded to something that you said in Twitch, in DMs. I don't know if you saw my DM, but you can check on Discord. If anybody wants to join my Discord, feel free. Even if you're not going to join the Discord itself, you can go there so you can friend me. And like I said, DMs are always open. Samarello says, I tried to talk about my problems in a few places, and I don't know why when I was offline I got banned from being in that place, and they're not even willing to let me know why. It's like I did something wrong to offend them without my knowledge. Well, like I said, I don't ban people from here. And if you are told explicitly that you can do it and you can talk about it, then you can. And like I said also, if you want to DM me and talk about things in DMs, that in Discord is a little bit looser, where you can have longer messages. You don't have to worry about ads, you don't have to worry about other people in the chat. If you just want to DM me only, you can feel free to do so anytime. If I don't get back to you right away, I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And like I said, this particular location where I am in this channel, I am not banning you from the channel. And if I do, and you ask what's going on, I will let you know. But I will tell you, I've been streaming for, what, 4 years? Technically? And I have not banned anybody. I've only timed out people. Even those annoying bots, I just timed them out for like, I timed them out, and then you're timed out for like 5 minutes. And then if they keep persisting, I timed them out for like a whole day. And then usually they just don't come back. I am very weird, where I don't unfriend people, I don't ban people. I always try to respond to, you know, people when I can. But like I said, if you're scared of talking about things, it's fine. You don't have to. But I'm just letting you know that if you are wanting to, feel free to DM me anytime. And then that will be also in a place where you don't have to worry about anybody on Twitch thinking anything, because it's just DM with me. So yes, I do appreciate you sharing your concerns, but I just hope that if not anything else, you come away with 2 facts. One, people praying for you is not using them. That's not using them. Two, here in this channel and with me, even in DMs, you don't have to worry about me blocking you on Discord. You don't have to worry about me unfriending you on Discord. If you want to unfriend me, you can. Some people have unfriended me, maybe blocked me. I'm just like, okay. And then they come back and say, sorry, can we be friends again? I'm just like, okay. I just accept their request again. Once again, I am a very weird person, but that's how I am. So you don't have to worry about that with me. Now, they're not letting me snooze the ads again, I don't think, so you guys are about to be in another ad. Exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. We are still sprinting, but we are chatting as well. So if you would like to chat, feel free. If you would like to sprint, feel free. I think I missed the time to submit my words for that last sprint. But, here we go. Oops. We both missed the words. By the way, we are sprinting in the Discord, so if you want to join the Discord, feel free. Handsome Co-host has already put the link in the chat. YSBook says, I've been writing, but also working on new music. Nice! Much success with your writing and your new music. I've seen some of your, I got some emails from you, and I was like, okay, I need to listen to some of this stuff. I think the last thing I listened to was the time travel one, where he was in the speakeasy. And then after that, I've seen some more songs of yours, and I think I saw a story of yours, but I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I will try to. Guys, do check out YSBooks. YSBooks is another writer, streamer, and yep, that's your Hunter's Moon. Yes, that's what it's called, Hunter's Moon. I remember, but I didn't remember at the same time. Let's see. Yep, Samarella is in ads. After the ads, I guess I will start another sprint. Alright, you guys are back, should be back. Welcome back. We've got one more sprint on the clock, 15 minutes for all you sprinters out there. I'm gonna try to join this time and actually do something. We'll see. Hey, it's Connie! Hello, Cottage of Connie. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Connie says, hey, Wordy, so nice to see you. It's nice to see you as well. I saw you gave me a review. Thank you so much for the review. I did want to know, like, did you like that, or did you want me to do it differently or something like that? So please let me know. I hope that you at least enjoyed the art. And if not, let me know, because I can try to do another one. I love it. It's perfect as it is. Aw, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I tried to make it look a little bit mysterious and like warm, and I don't know. YSBook says, I was talking to my grand about payphone, and it reminded me of convos with the grandmother, so I added it to the story. Yes. I like the vibes. I'm glad you did. And I was like, you know, I can add little fireflies or something. So yeah, I'm glad you liked that. But thank you so much again for recommending me to the site. I do appreciate it. That looks like it's quite a nice site. It has a lot of good options for, you know, different art types and stuff like that. Different commissions. I need to get more stuff up there, and I'm glad that it has stuff like voice and all that stuff on there as well. I'm like, wow, this is a really cool site. So thank you again for recommending that. Much love. I will have to start adding that to my website and stuff so people can know I'm on there. Cottage of Connie says it's nice. I'm gonna be a little bit low talking as I've gotta finish up my writing, but I saw it and knew it would be good for your skills. Oh, thank you. So, thank you for the lurking then while you were writing. Hope it goes well. God bless, much success. Sending prayers, love, and hug your way always. I appreciate you stopping by, and yes, much success with the writing. I can hardly believe it's almost World Ember, and I'm like, this is crazy. We're half past the month already, and I have drafted my World Ember homework, but I haven't actually done it completely. There's some things I need to change and edit in it, and I didn't even submit my homework, which is annoying. Usually I submit it at least, and then edit it later. That's what I should be doing right now, actually. So when I join the sprint, it should be with the words of my World Ember. So we'll see what happens. But much success with your writing. Let's see. Yes, YS Books was talking about the chatting with the Grand about payphones. Yes, I like nostalgic things like that. Cottage of Connie says, I'm racing to try and get through this Artifixian tutorials to get to World Ember, but it's most likely I'm going to miss World Ember for a project this year. Interesting. Cygnus? Not sure. I might be able to do it with the Dream Realms though. Okay, so some of these words I don't know what you mean, but much success with all that. Yes, if you're doing a different challenge that's not World Ember, much success with that too. It sounds like you're doing a lot of fun things. Cygnus, like the Latin word for swan. That's okay. What is Artifixian tutorials? Is this some kind of project? I mean, some kind of program? Art program or something? Wise Book says, LOL, it just reminded me of combos with my grandmother. Yes, that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah. So, I like how you brought the vibes of the olden times into your story. Cottage Connie says, it's a YouTube channel who put out a 48 video long series on building out a world. Oh, okay. Alright, well, much success to you with that. That sounds like a lot. And that's what you said, you're trying to rush and get through the tutorials. Oof. 48 videos? That's a lot. And I'm assuming the videos are probably at least an hour long each or something like that. So do make sure to get rest and food while you are watching these videos. But yes, no need to rush through that and get to World Ember. If you do all that, you could probably just do World Ember next year or something like that. Wise Book says that's where all that came from. My grand and my grandmother. Yes. Cottage of Connie says they're 30 minutes each, but they take me about 8 or so hours because I'm typing everything down as I go. Nice. So you're typing like notes, or you're typing the prompts of what they are prompting you? Like, I don't know how these lessons work. Are these like Well, what is your world's geography? Do you have a country that does this? And then you start typing about your country that does this. Oh, you're documenting how you understand the videos. Okay. As I was about to say, if it's kind of like homework, where they're like, well, now create a government body that does whatever, and you do it, that can still be World Ember. Because World Ember is literally just 10,000 words of world building. It does not have to be polished or anything. And if you're just, I don't know if you've done World Ember before. I feel like, are you newer to the community? Is this going to be your first World Ember? Because a lot of people compete in World Ember and they don't even know that they're competing in World Ember, because literally any article that you write during World Ember counts towards that if you have competitor mode on. At first, people who didn't have competitor mode because there was no such thing as that, and their articles were just appearing on World Ember stat boards and stuff like that because they didn't even know the World Ember was going on. They weren't part of the big community. They were just in their little corner doing all this world building, and next thing you know, they got up on the leaderboards. This year, if you don't have competitor mode enabled, then you can do whatever you want. It's not going to show up on the leaderboards. But if you do have competitor mode enabled, literally any article, any new article written during the month of December in your world will count for World Ember. Connie says, it's a lot of math, so I'm writing how he explains things and writing down my numbers and trying to keep a record. Okay, makes sense. It'll be my first, but I did summer camp. Yes, was that your first summer camp? Because if so, really nice. Welcome in. You're one of those people who it feels like you're new to the community, but it feels like you've been here for a long time. Still, somehow. So yeah. When people join, oh yes, that's what I mean. Okay, my first summer camp properly trying, but I've been here since 2022, but I haven't actually tried until this summer camp. Nice. Well, you're just getting back into it. That's good. There are some people like that who have started their account like years ago, and then they just totally forgot about it, and they remember about it, and now it seems like they're a new person, but they can't really, like, there's some awards like the newcomer whatever award, and it's like, well, you can't get it because you're technically, we're here for a long time. Exactly. Sadly, I don't count as a newcomer. Exactly. That's what I mean. But that's why I'm saying you seem like a person who's been here for a very long time, but you seem new still, which is nice. It's nice. Welcome in proper, and I'm glad that you're finding your way and you're meeting a lot of cool people, and your people are you're being known. Like, once you start like participating in the community and people start knowing who you are, it's really cool. I've also competed in a couple of old events, the Tavern one and the Academy one, but I have not been chatty. Yeah, that's fine. There's a lot of people, like I said, World Amble is bigger than Twitch, bigger than their Discord. Their Discord is very big and it has a lot of people, but even more people don't go on Discord. They're just still in the main site. And it's just, it's funny to see the scope of World Amble and how many people are on it, how many people are interacting, and the methods they use for interacting. So yeah, the Tavern one. I remember the Tavern one. It was like a I'm gonna say a moving tavern, but I don't think so. I think it was just the Katoipoi made a tavern where it was floating on the back of a turtle or something. Was that the Tavern one you're talking about? And then I know the institution one, the Academy one, which that one was hilarious because I won that one, and I was very surprised to win because I had never won anything on World Amble ever. And the Institutions of Learning Challenge, I really honestly was like, okay, I don't like this article. I'm going to edit it after the short list is made. And the short list was made, and I was on the short list, and I was like, I had never been on a short list. Well, I'm just gonna wait until after they announce it, and then I'm gonna edit it because I don't like this article. And I made a typo, which was very annoying. But then I won. It was like, well, you won. I'm like, what? I was really surprised. I never won anything on World Anvil. So, and that's funny because we were designing the Hero Forge figure for Mr. E on stream, and Mr. E's voice actor, aka Big Black Guy Reviews, please check him out. He's another Twitch streamer, but he was here in the chat, and we were trying to make Mr. E's little Hero Forge figure, and we put him in the article, and the article won. So I was like, wow, okay. I guess that helped us win. You made one that was between two realms, and you made a map for it and a menu. Nice. I would love to see it. If you have a link to it, feel free to share, and we can check it out. So, we have about 2 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock for all you sprinters out there. '22 was before I was good. Interesting. Well, everyone's always learning and improving, but if you're able to look back and see that you improved, that's good. I will say that a while ago, when I first did my first summer camp, I feel like summer camp was when I first started really participating in World Anvil, and I was streaming. Yeah, I was streaming. That's when I became affiliate, because for that summer camp I started offering to read people's articles on stream, and that's how I became affiliate. But before that, I was kind of active on World Anvil, but I didn't do too much stuff. I feel like I did a few challenges and stuff like that, but once that was at summer camp, that's when I really started getting back into it. And looking back on those articles, I'm like, some of these are really weird. So I can see my improvement, which is good. But I would still not say I'm necessarily good now. Personally, I'm just like, I don't know. That's why I was very surprised when I won that Institutions of Learning challenge, because I still feel weird. But that's just because I'm weird. You guys are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. We have about 12 seconds left on the sprinting clock. And I did nothing. But hopefully I will, what's it called? Anyway, the timing! I will see you around. Thank you so much, Connie. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you stopping by. Much success with all that typing. And I hope it goes well. I'm going to find my World Ember homework and try to work on that for the next sprint. I'm laughing because this right here is hilarious. Oh, I realize I have to update my stuff, but I'll do that later. 3:16 on the resting clock for all you resting folks out there. Alright, resting time is up. It's time for the working. 15 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there, and I'm going to try to type clicky this time. Here we go. World Ember Prep. I really want to open in the old version edit, but I don't have time for this right now.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much for following Paper, Notes. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. We're currently in a riding sprint. 14 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Let's see. Paper Comma Notes. How are you? and the sprinting clock. How did you guys do? Let me know in the chat. We're gonna have 5-minute rest. Let's see what I did. 2071. $241 new words that time. Alright, let's stretch a bit. On the clock for all these resting folks out there. I'm gonna go for same words again. I think after this, I'm probably going to have to end the stream. I don't know. Let's see. "34 seconds left for the resting." And it's time, 15 minutes on the clock for Ollie's printer's office. And I hope that I'm able to fully complete this and submit my World Ember homework at the end of this sprint. Sophie Streambot is in the chat to let you know that if you do donate while I'm live, fun things can happen. Full Truth says, trying to master the courage to hit the gym today. Well, I think you guys are out of the ads. If you are out of the ads, welcome back. What do you want to do at the gym? Leg and glutes workout. Alright. Well, how do you do that? Are you using like a machine? Are you using just step up, step down? You know, what are you doing? Riding a bike? Elliptical? Stair stepper thing? Kind of, how are you doing the workout? Multiple machines, says Full Truth. Alright, well. Is the gym far away from you, or is getting there the thing that's making you feel like you don't want to go? I know, I think it's nighttime for you. Wait, is it morning or nighttime? Time's up. How did you guys do that sprint? 25.75 for me. Ooh, 504 words. I might do one more sprint because we're not gonna even do a resting clock. We're just gonna sprint again. Because I'm almost done with my World Ember homework. Colonel says, only exercise I get is running around avoiding wordy girl beating me up. Okay. Full Truth says 9 p.m. is my next door. It's right next door. Okay. So if it's next door, and you just have to get up and go next door, it's 9 p.m. I think you should do it so that you can get a nice workout and then you can go to sleep afterwards, because getting a nice workout will help you to make your body tired. Well, I've heard different things. Some people say working out right before bed is not good because they said that your body gets excited and then it's hard to rest. But some people, they get tired and that helps them rest more. So you know how you are. You know your own body. Are you usually rested after a workout, or are you usually pumped up after a workout? What's the point? I don't know which one is true. Which one are you? So right now, are you not feeling like going because you feel too tired to go? Or are you not feeling like going because of something else? Certain workouts make you pump out, others very exhausted. Yep. So what is making you feel like you don't want to do it? Is it because you're too tired? Or is it something else? Too lazy and cozy. Well, if you're already lazy and cozy, then it feels like you probably won't have trouble going to sleep. And the workout might make you get more energized. And if you don't want to get more energized and you're ready to go to bed, then maybe you should go in the morning. I don't know. I don't know how your schedule works. No worries, I will sleep afterwards. Okay. So then if you really want to go, then you should go then right now. I just need to get it done and over with, and hopefully no girls will be there. Okay. It's what Benor. Binor. I forgot how to pronounce your name. Sorry, but welcome in. Hello, homies. They say welcome to the stream. How are you? A little sleepy. I was reading Murderbot Diaries until 2 a.m. Goodness. Well, what time is it for you now? Noon for you? Okay. Full Truth says, just watching some Spartacus episodes. Nice. So that's probably another reason why you don't want to go to the gym. Binor or Benoit, I forgot. My husband was sick and woke me up an hour later, so I'm in zombie mode. Oh no. Well, I hope you feel better soon, and I hope your husband feels better soon as well. Gladiator mode activated, says Full Truth. I was going to ride my e-bike with him, but I can't do it today. Yeah. Well, hope you're able to get your stuff done. I know you're tired. Hopefully you can also get some rest when it's time to rest. Then after workout, I will watch the stand-up comedy to laugh it out. To be honest, I don't sleep. Yeah. I am always almost up all the time, which isn't good. But I always have to do so many things. Full Truth says I need to push myself to be exhausted. Yeah, you could try. So maybe the workout will help you be exhausted then. I've been actually sleeping, losing cozy makes me slag off. Ah, okay. Interesting. Thanks so much. I'm watching people for the combos. Much love. I try to go to the gym when nobody is there, or at least people. Don't mind certain people who keep to themselves. Understandable. You said something about people hogging the machines and stuff. I'm watching you says, good morning, must mod, but be in the cut. God bless. Thank you so much for the work. God bless. Much success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way. Always, I appreciate the combos. I appreciate you stopping by. I do hope that your modding goes well. Mr. Egyptians who were just talkative? Interesting. Yeah, some people who,
Way to go!
Thanks so much. I'm watching people. I appreciate it. Some people love to talk, and then people who are really, really polite are just like, and then they get their time wasted, basically. So there is a balance between Ooh, Full Truth redeems Snackaroo! Yum! Okay, so what we're gonna have for Snackaroo this time, I have maple leaf cream cookies. I love maple leaf cream cookies. And these aren't even the minis. These are the big ones. These are the big ones that are shaped like leaves. They're shaped like a maple leaf. And I have maple cream and milk. So, thanks so much to Full Truth for the Snackaroo. And I do have, oops, that's green. Oh. All right. Well spent. All right. Thank you for the Snackaroo. We've got 3:33 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Full Truth says, I don't know how to explain this. Egyptians, they like to talk and they always bring their family with them for no reason but to talk. Too loud. Too much information to be shared with random people. It feels so embarrassing to hear about their domestic problems, and I really don't like unhygienic behavior either, so it adds up to the unhinged. Understandable. Well, I will say, I'm sure that not all Egyptians are the same, but also there's other people I know of who are not Egyptians who do similar things. But no matter who these people are, I know it can be annoying when there's loud people at the gym who are just talking and you really don't want to be bothered with their problems. So that's understandable. And if you feel like you don't want to just ignore them, and just them being there is, you know, so it makes sense. But, yeah, understandable. Oh, so you also don't want to, like, flirt with anybody if they're present because they will gossip everywhere. Understandable. But like I said, I believe that a lot of different people do this behavior. It is not necessarily a result of being from a certain place or of a certain ethnicity. You guys are about to be in an ad, though. Exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. There's about 2 minutes left in the sprint, so I will finish the sprint, and after that, the ad should be over. Alright, you guys are back from the ads, and the sprint is about to be over in about 13 seconds. They just want to talk with you, and I choose to pretend I don't understand the language like I'm a total foreigner, but they always try to talk with me, even though I totally ignore them. Yes, but yes, I do understand, and I do know that a lot of people like to classify things because of their own personal experience. I am just a weird person where I don't like to do that, because I do know of some Egyptians who are not like that, and I do know of some people who do that who are not Egyptians. So that's why I just don't like to generalize. Oopsies. I don't like to generalize behaviors across certain groups of people, because I know that that's not necessarily true for all people. But I do know it is a common thing that people do when they have, especially if they meet a new group of people who they don't have personal experience with, and their only experience with these people is this certain behavior, they begin to attribute that behavior to the certain demographic of people that those people fit in, just because those are the only people that they saw that do a certain thing, or that's the only kind of behavior they see that comes from those kind of people. But I just know that everybody in the world is different, everyone everywhere is different. And just because it just so happened that the kinds of people that you came in contact with happen to do that, that doesn't mean that people of that group always do that. And doesn't mean there's people of that group who there's no people of that group who exist who don't do that. And it doesn't mean that there are no people, that all people of that group do it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just weird because I don't like when people generalize, especially because I just know that humans are humans, and humans do a lot of things. And I've experienced people generalizing things that I shouldn't do due to who I am and what groups I'm part of and stuff like that. And that's not necessarily true. So that's why when people say stuff like boys will be boys, girls will be girls, stuff like that, I don't like that either, because all people are different. It doesn't matter what gender you are, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, it doesn't matter what religion you are. When people say all certain people of a certain group do something, they're always lying. Always. I will guarantee you they are always lying, because there's at least one person in that group that doesn't do it. So yes. And how I am is, even if I don't have that experience personally, since I know that everybody is different, I have my mind open to differences. And a lot of people get annoyed because I start to use a certain word that I call egotistical, which a lot of people have the wrong connotation of the word egotistical, because they're like, well, I'm not egotistical. But egotistical basically just means that you are very concerned with yourself in your own experience. And everybody has their own level of ego. Some people have more ego than others, but all people have some level of ego, some degree that they look at the world in their own perspective and from their own experience. And sometimes it's challenging for people to see the world differently because they don't see it like this, because they're themselves and they know their own experience. So, yeah, so I just like to experience the world knowing that I'm not experiencing the world as everyone else is, and with the understanding that other people who are experiencing the world are not experiencing the world as I am. And everybody has similarities and everybody has differences. Yeah, so the thing I'm not saying you're wrong at all. Of course, you're yourself, and you know that you've personally experienced this phenomenon with this certain group of people. I'm not gonna say that's not, because they're not Egyptian. Like, you know what they are. That's not the wrong thing I'm saying. I just don't like to use the terminology because that implies that all of some group do something, as opposed to just showing that it's an individual person and this individual person is doing something because they are a person who is choosing to do something. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. You know your experience and you know what you went through. You know what they do around you. You know what that particular group of people or those particular people that you have encountered do. It's just the terminology that I differ on. Like, if I had that exact same experience, I could describe it similarly, but I just wouldn't generalize all of one group as always doing it, even if I've only ever seen them doing it. If the only Egyptians I ever met in the whole world did that, I would still know there have to be some that don't do that. I know it's a community. I do. I do. But like I said, I'm just different because I am weird, because I don't like to use certain generalizing terminology, even if those are the only kind of things I experience. I still know that there are people, even if I never meet them, ever in the world, I know there are people that fit that description and demographic who don't act like that. I just know that happens. I know that exists. So I'm not going to generalize because I'm weird. That's all. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like I said, I've talked about it before. Human beings, somehow, a lot of human beings like to compartmentalize and categorize and group people. When they see something happen, especially if they see it happen more than one time, if they see more than one person doing it, the first thing that most human brains try to do is make some kind of correlation between what makes these two things similar. And then when they do that, they begin to say, okay, it seems that all people with this certain similar trait do this. And that's just something that I personally don't like in my own brain, because, yeah, I'm weird. And yes, I'm gonna keep saying I'm weird. People say, don't say you're weird, but I am. Because weird just means different and odd and not of the norm. And I've seen it seems to be the norm that a lot of people try to find similarities and differentiate groups. So when they see anything, they just say, huh, I noticed. All dogs do this. It's like, well, cats do that too. Like, oh, well, every time I saw a dog, it did that. It's like, well, okay. That doesn't mean that all dogs do it. Some of the dogs you see do it. Some of the dogs you don't see might not do it. Some of the cats you don't see might do it, even though you didn't see those cats. Hello gamers, that's greetings. Nice to see another fellow writer reader. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. I appreciate you stopping by. We are actually probably going to end the stream soon. We just got on a tangent. In fact, it was just me who got on a tangent. Yes, no worries, just not trying to convince you. Yeah, you don't have to try to convince me, it's fine. I know you're not trying to convince me. I'm just talking, because I know that I'm weird. But yes, a lot of people say, don't say you're weird. And I'm like, well, the word weird means something that I describe myself as, because I am. I just hope you realize when it is true that I have said it then. What do you mean? I can coexist. Yes, of course you can coexist. Like I said, you can have your own opinion and you can use the terminology you use. I just said personally, I just don't use that terminology. Because it seems that you might not fully understand what I'm saying. But it's fine. Like I said, I'm not trying to argue with you or anything. I'm just letting you know that I personally don't say these things. Contemplating, should I have a spoon of chocolate before I go to the gym? Interesting. A spoon of chocolate. So what kind of chocolate is this? Chocolate powder? Chocolate chips? Melted chocolate? How is this a spoon of chocolate? Is it like one of those little spoons made out of chocolate that you use to stir hot chocolate with? Sklo Gamer, I don't know if I'm saying it correct. Please let me know. Trying to gain some inspiration. Okay, what kind of inspiration do you need? Because we can try to inspire you quickly before raiding. What kind of author are you? And what are you working on? And what do you need inspiration for? Oh, I totally fully understand you. I think you don't understand me, thus I ain't bothered. No, I do understand you, but by you saying coexist and saying that I'm going to realize that you're right or something makes it seem like you don't understand what I'm saying. Because this isn't a matter of right and wrong. I'm not saying that there is a fact that you said. And the fact that you said is true, because it is a fact. The fact is that group of people that you encountered just so happened to be of this ethnicity, and this is how they behave. I'm not saying that didn't happen. It did. You're telling me it happened. I am just saying that if that happened to me, which it has, I would not immediately default to, what ethnicity are these people? Every time I meet them, they do this. A whole community of them does this. I just am a weird person where I wouldn't default to that. Oh, you're saying you can coexist with them. Okay, understandable. Okay, got it. Nutella. How is it a spoonful of chocolate? What is Nutella? Because I am allergic to chocolate and I'm allergic to nuts. So I believe Nutella is some kind of hazelnut butter. Does it have chocolate in it? Okay. Sklo Gamer says, oh, yep, it is hazelnut. Okay, got it. Does it have chocolate, or is it a special chocolate Nutella? Because I didn't think it was chocolate. I thought it was just like equivalent to peanut butter, which I also can't eat. I eat some sun butter instead, which is sunflower seeds. And it tastes pretty good. A supernatural romance. You need inspiration for background lore. Okay. Can you give a little blurb about what kind of supernatural romance it is and what background lore you're looking for inspiration about? Full Truth says just a tablespoon of it to have the magnesium and have my mood up. Nice. Okay. Binor or Benoit, I don't remember. Please let me know how to say it. But it's just hazelnut spread similar to peanut butter. Yeah, that's what I thought. But they do have ones mixed with chocolate. Nice. Okay. Benoit. I thought so. Okay, thank you. Alright, yeah. So chocolate Nutella seems like it will taste good. Sklo Gamer says, young woman meets a mysterious man who moved into her small town. The man and her encounter each other while she takes a tour in the forest. After days, she learns the man is a hellhound. Dun dun dun. Interesting. So what is the lore you need inspiration about? Because I'm sure that there's a lot more in there somewhere. Full Truth has just had Nutella. Nice. Great job. Hope it was good. I'm going to submit my homework while I can. And then I will wait around for the, Yay! Homework prep is submitted. Alright, let's close all these tabs. Hell deal with Lucifer Hellhound's job to collect the damned souls. You know any mythology? Okay. I mean, I do know some mythology. I do. So you need more lore about hell in this situation? Benoit Binoir? Binoir, I think. Or is it Binoir? Binoir. I don't know. Binoir, I would think that's what it is. I did see Nutella Oreos at the Vietnamese market the other day. I picked the peach oolong ones, though. Interesting. Okay, so what exactly of the lore are you curious about? Like, do you know who this hellhound is? Has he existed for hundreds and thousands of years? Is he new? What extent of hell lore are you trying to develop? By the way, you guys are about to be in an ad. Exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. So I don't know. I and also why is this guy, what is the guy? And why is he encountering this person? Anyways, we'll sit around for a bit, but I do have to go in a second. We'll see what Sklo Gamer types. But you guys should be in an ad if you're not subscribed, or if you don't have Twitch Turbo. There's ads. Let's do heist. Let me check on some things. Alright, Sklo Gamer is back. Welcome back. Should a hellhound be a demon, a demonic figure, or a spirit that inhabits a human body? I heard of hellhounds having 3 heads. Interesting. Full Truth says, ooh, I forgot. I totally forgot I had a pomegranate. That's definitely for after workout. Okay, well, enjoy. Sklo Gamer says, should a hellhound be a demon, a demonic figure, or a spirit that inhabits a human body? I've heard of hellhounds having 3 heads. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you is, what is this person's role in the story? This undercover hellhound has decided to happen upon the land of the living. For what? Is this person on a mission? Is his mission involving this lady? Is he here for something else and he noticed her? And if you're saying inhabiting, if it's like some kind of, like, I feel like, what is your story first? Because it might make sense for it to be like possessing a regular human. Like, I don't know. Is there romance in the hellhound? Duty is to collect the damsels in the town. Hellhounds are created without hearts, but he somehow falls in love with this human girl. So has he, during the course of the story, is he collecting any souls? Is he just standing around town just randomly? Or is he actually collecting souls? Full Truth says, typical human mind working. Thinking human romance tendency as supernatural mindsets. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's collecting souls from all over, what made him suddenly want her only? Or does he do this to everybody? And how is he really falling in love, or does she just think he's falling in love and she's falling in love with him, but he's actually not in love? He's acting as a normal person who lives in the town to prevent giving off anything strange. Yes. Okay. So this is why I was asking earlier. How old is this guy? Has he done this before? Has he been around since like the 1800s doing this in towns and moving to different towns? Or is he new? Has he just been sent out? Is this his first town? Because sometimes if it's your first town, then of course you might meet and fall in love with somebody because you're not used to this. But if it's like he's always done this and it's nothing new, then is there something special for this girl? The reason why he's so suddenly in love with this one particular girl? Full Truth says, why does he need to hide? Colonel says, does all three heads feel the same way? As Glow Gamer says, he is 104 years old and he has never lived amongst the living before. Okay, so has he just been in hell all this time? And they just decide, hey you, it's time for your mission. Like, what is the backstory of how he even got into this position? Do you imagine that playing out? How did that happen? So why does he need to live amongst them? Exactly, that's what I'm saying, Full Truth. Tanuki Toad DC, it's the legendary Wordy Girls! Says Tanuki. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? We were actually about to raid out soon, but we've got a writer in the chat asking for lore inspiration. Well, Full Truth says he's definitely lonely now. Yeah, if he's been there for 104 years and he never did anything, I am just confused at how this began. Una is here. I am either the right or the wrong audience. So all I can think of is, what if somehow? Because if there is a rule and something breaks it, I know that the explanation for that is the most important part of the story. Exactly. Welcome in, Una, by the way. Glow Gamer says he lives in hell. He does go through a portal to Earth to murder the human and collect their soul to bring back. But this is what we're asking. What made him... Is it like a rite of passage when you become 104 years old? It's time for you to go out into the land of the living? Like, what happened suddenly? Did he escape on his own? Without permission? Did he rise up in the ranks and now he... Like, did he train for this? Is this, like, his destiny? Is this, like, the military? Like, you get to a certain age, you have to go to the military? Is this... Lucifer or whatever, any higher-ups looked at him and said, hey, you're cool, go out there? Like, what happened? I don't know. Tanuki says, good stuff, I feel you with the busy day, sending prayer for you. Thank you so much for the prayers, they're very, very, very appreciated. Yep, I was about to read out soon. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love and hugs your way always as well, Tanuki Toad, I appreciate you. Full Truth says, why does he murder someone? Isn't murdering is happening in ways? What happened is that his wife in hell got bored of him and sent him to sleep in the doghouse on Earth. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, did he have a partner while he was in hell? Did he have any kind of like life there, or was he just like in stasis or like some kind of, I don't know. I'm really having a hard time imagining. I didn't exactly create his origins much, but I have thought that a human died and before they died inhabit the body of the human after taking their soul. He did it to see how humans live. So see, is he supposed to do, like, did he do something that he wasn't supposed to do? Full Truth says typical human mindset, yes. It's okay. So, like, did he sneak and do something that he wasn't supposed to do? And now, since he took on this human form, he's starting to have human feelings about this human girl. Is that what happened? Because that would make a little bit of sense. Oh no, Colonel says he peed on the wrong fire hydrant. Yeah, so like, I guess the main thing you need to do is figure out his origin. But maybe that's what you're asking. Sklo says, OMG, thank you, I didn't think about him taking on human feelings and suddenly since he's in the body. Yes. Voltruth says to Colonel, ooh, the plot twist, ooh, intriguing. Yes. That would be a funny fire hydrant. Una says, what is a wife in hell? See, so basically, Una, I don't know if it's a joke question, but Full Truth was just basically saying, Full Truth is thinking more like a human. So, Full Truth was thinking like, why would he suddenly go to Earth and meet a girl if he's been living in hell for 104 years? Like, did he have a wife already in hell that he just abandoned or something? Like, what happened? We don't know. It's irrelevant. Yeah. So, Full Truth's joke answer, which I think was kind of more of a joke, was just that the reason why he went to Earth to find a girl is because his wife put him in the doghouse, the proverbial doghouse, and kicked him out for being annoying or something. Yeah, Luna says, why did they marry? Marrying is for the living. Yeah, so we don't know the lore of this person's story. That's one of the things we're trying to figure out. Tanuki says, as frustrating as emotions can be, they do help us better empathize with others. Yes, they do. Sending love and hugs. Full Truth said, that made you pause? Not the whole story? No, see, this is the thing. Una is thinking that it doesn't seem necessary to marry there, which is understandable, but some people have a different lore of what hell is, and yeah. Some people... Full Truth says, you don't think there's marriage in hell? That's cute. Well, different people have different beliefs. I have personally beliefs, but everybody has their different beliefs in real life, and they have different lores for their stories. So I've seen a lot of things where some people will make marriages in certain. Full Truth is probably making a marital joke about that place, and meaning that it has to be there because that's considered okay, anyways, Skull Gamer says, I believe in mate soulmate. Exactly. So some people think that even in supernatural realms there are mates. Just like the Greek mythologies and stuff. They did a lot of marrying and divorce and mating and birthing children and stuff. So yeah. Una says, I like to think that I have an easy time accepting the in-store stuff. In-story stuff, probably. But yeah, like I said, everybody's lore is different. It seems that Sklo Gamer wants it to be where everyone has mates. So, if everyone has soulmates, did he have a soulmate already while he was in hell? As Full Truth suggested earlier? Or is his mate really supposed to be this human girl, but he just didn't know? I do know Una has some stories, not quite like that, but stories where everybody in the world is supposed to have a guaranteed mate somewhere, they just don't necessarily find them. So is that kind of what it is? Or what? I'm having a hard time now figuring out. Yes, so everybody has a mate in the world, but they don't necessarily find them. Human girl is really his mate? Okay, that makes things really interesting. Okay, there's two things I can say. One is usual. Okay, that will. Okay, My brain. Okay. World building, okay? Is the actual human guy that the hellhound killed, that he took on the body of, was that the girl's mate? Or is the hellhound himself actually the girl's mate? If the answer to the question is that the hellhound himself is the girl's mate, I will then want to know a lot of world building, because as Full Truth says, is hell 50/50 state, or is it just on Earth? So like this, that's what I'm asking. If your mate can be anywhere in the world, like in the living world, or in the dead world, or in heaven, or in outer space, like, what is the scope of where a mate can be found? Is there not a specific pool? And if there is, who is deciding these mate things? What makes it where some weird demon in hell is mated with this human girl? And if he didn't go up to the human world, did the would the human girl be doomed to go to hell and then be his mate? Like, how would they ever meet? Is this a thing? Like, I don't know. That would open up a lot of world building questions for me about how this thing is supposed to work. But yeah, it's interesting. But I feel like you have to think about all the situation. Yes, we're giving ideas. Sklo Gamer says writes down. Exactly. That's what we're here for. I think the demon in hell got bored of his hellish wife. That's what Full Truth is stuck on this. That the demon in hell had a hell wife already. Could pull a Persephone and give them the pomegranate. Full Truth says she's gonna get half of what he owned. Let the human girl help you now, I told you. Vinoir, I think, said, some kind of fruit, yeah. Human mindset says full truth. Yeah, I get it. You're just like, after 104 years, he should have found somebody already. But I'm telling you that there can be people that have been here for 104 years and have not found any mate. Especially if the culture there is not conducive to falling in love. As previously Sklo Gamer said, they don't have hearts. So I wouldn't know if they would even get married there. If they in certain activities, I'm sure that could happen probably. But if they supposedly don't have hearts, then I feel like, what is the marriage for? That's what Una was saying. Like, marriage I thought was supposed to be love, and I thought that if they are not having hearts, then like, why are they getting married? Is it something else? Like, is this marriage for not love? Like, what would that happen? Una says, you say hellhounds feel no love, but he does. I need the story to eventually tell me why he's different, or how, and who convinced hellhounds that they have no feelings when they are feeling feelings on a daily basis. That's what I'm saying. Very, very, exactly, Una. Because if they already marry in hell, then it's like, well, it's... So look, if it's like you're forbidden to marry a human, that makes more sense. But if you're saying he doesn't have a heart at all and he's not supposed to feel love to anybody, then it's weird if he already has a mate in hell. Unless the mate is not for love. Sklo Gamer says, Edward Cullen spent a century not finding Bella Swan. Full Truth says, plot twist, the Adam and Eve and the apple, but here is the pomegranate and the... Yeah, there's a lot of stories like that about fruits like that. But anyway, you guys are about to be in an ad, exclamation point ad, so let me know, exclamation point back, so let me know that you are back. And when you come back, I'm probably going to raid soon, but I'm going to finish this conversation, I guess. Let's see, is there anybody I can raid? So I'm just getting ready to raid before. Alright, you guys should be back from the ads. If you're back from the ads, welcome back. Full Truth says, if I get this straight, isn't demon supposed to be human, doom, sin, whatever, but have no heart? But we have issue with them getting marriage in hell, so, but what if they are not human? Then what is the problem for them to get married over there? So, is marriage exclusive to mankind on Earth or something that I didn't know? Dream is here! Hello! Dream Cartographer, welcome to the stream. Full Truth, so this is what I'm saying. The thing that Una is saying is, and that I am saying, is not that necessarily it is forbidden and only for humans on Earth, but Sklo Gamer first said that they don't have hearts. That's the only reason why we're thinking it's confusing for that to happen. Full Truth says, you want another plot twist? I bet the demon... Oh. No, I know. That's a joke. Okay. Una says, Edward feels like a good comparison with all vampires have no soul because he honestly believes that, which I suppose is common belief, but he has never questioned how does he feel guilt. Skull Gamer says, Edward Cullen in Twilight over a century when he fell in love with Bella. Edward never loved or had intimate relations with anyone for 100 years. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's possible to go that long. Full Truth says, and again, the human mindset, complexity, thinking over supernatural, like vampires, hellhound, werewolves, whatever, have the same mindset, even if their character are just fictional or whatever. Yeah, that's understandable. Full Truth is very human mindset, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Full Truth is focused on personal experience, which I said is fine. That's fine. But there's a level of sympathy that you can have to explore things that are not what you experienced and understand things that you don't necessarily personally agree with, which is understandable that not everybody has that. I'm just a person who does have that, so that's why I a lot of times can understand things even if I don't necessarily agree with them and even if I don't necessarily experience them myself. Glow Gamer says even supernatural creatures can have a level of humanity just with supernatural added. True. But see, this is the thing. I think that the only problem, I didn't have so much of a problem with about the hell wife that Full Truth is saying. But the only problem I have with that is that you, Glow Gamer, have at first said that hellhounds don't have hearts and they're not supposed to love. So if there is such thing as some kind of hell wife that he had, I feel like that bond would have been for something other than love, and it would not be considered marriage in how most humans look at marriage, because most humans look at marriage as something that is loving commitment. But I do know there are prearranged marriages. I do know there's marriage for money, marriage for power, marriage for alliance of families. We're just trying to figure out that if the hell wife exists, why would that have happened? Is there something like some kind of patriarchy in hell that he needed to marry some person? Like, why would he marry a person at all there? And like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that the relations can't happen. Certain activities can happen, but I thought the marriage part seemed like something that would be considered love, unless it was arranged for some other reason. Squad Gamer says in hell, hellhounds would marry for power and alliances. Exactly, so that's what I'm saying. We need a reason why they would. Una says, and it is a common mistake that the soul only works for that, but he cares for his adopted family and stops killing for a reason. Even before falling in love, there were human feelings. But he didn't consider neither as evidence of having a soul because one doesn't change beliefs that easily. Yes. So yeah, maybe they do have a heart, but they believe they don't. So this is the thing. I would want to know, as Una's saying, do they really not have a heart? Do we know this? Or is this something they're told? Is this something that they've grown up with? Some kind of myth that every person there doesn't have a heart? Una says, or maybe they really don't have one and they just follow orders and that's that, or maybe they have feelings to some extent. Yeah, we want to know what's true. So, are you saying that they would marry for alliance and power in your story, or are you just saying that's what they probably would do if they did? Una says, in either case, he's doing the unexpected, so I would expect to know why. Exactly. That's what they probably would if they did? Okay. Well, then that would open way more world-building questions to me of how does it work? Is there really some kind of power level system there? Like, what kind of towns exist there? What kind of governments exist there? Is it not just one being who's in charge of everything? And is anybody able to overthrow the person who's in charge? Like you mentioned Lucifer and stuff like that. Like what? That will give me a lot of questions about the whole world building situation and how it's even possible to marry for alliance and power. Because, for one, what kind of power would they have there that you have to get through marriage connections? Do they have children? Do they have offspring? Like, how does this work? And as Full Truth was asking earlier, are these people souls of humans that went to hell, or are they supposed to be creatures that exist that are not having to do any with humans at all whatsoever? They already just exist in hell. Flow Gamer says Lucifer told him that it's easier for a hellhound to believe they don't have hearts or emotions, so they could end the life of a human and collect their soul. These souls are humans who made deals with Lucifer for fame, money, or whatever they desire. Eventually, their time is up and their soul belongs to Lucifer. Okay, that makes sense. So that's what I mean. So these are humans. These are humans. They just don't remember being human. So I assume they don't give birth or anything because they're just humans who have turned into something after death. So I would wonder how and why marriages would be for alliance there. Because if you don't know about that, then maybe you should just leave that part alone there. Because that opens up a whole other thing of questions. Hellhounds were forged by Lucifer from the fury of his fall and the hottest fire in hell. Okay. Yes, so now that we know that these are humans, these were humans that decided to make a deal before they died. And, wait, but hellhounds are so-called just forged by Lucifer without the human soul at all? So I just need a slight clarification. Are you saying that demons are human souls that don't remember being human? Or are you saying, and you're saying hellhounds are something else that is different? Because if that is the case, then there's a differentiation between those two species, or types of beings. I believe they're probably typing now. I will have to go very soon, though. Luna says, so him meeting his soulmate is an unexpected inconvenience. Yes, demons are souls that don't remember being human, no humanity. Hellhounds were forged, no soul, by Lucifer, Fury, and Hottest. Okay, two different species. Got it. So, it would be even more understandable if he was a human at first, and then his human self got rekindled. But he wasn't a human to begin with at all. He was supposed to be born with absolutely no soul at all. So this makes no sense for him to begin to have weird feelings like this. So, if you said that you like the idea about him taking on the human form is giving him the feelings, that makes sense. The other thing I will say is Okay, if you've seen the Castlevania, you would see that the story of demons were human beings before has already been mentioned. Yes, I know you said that already, yes. Because that is the thing, that's why we mentioned it. I mentioned it because no. Am I a genius? Yes, I am. No, but I mentioned it because that's what you had said, but that's something that, I believe as well. But like I said, everybody's lore is different. That's why I was asking Sklo Gamer what these are in Sklo Gamer's story, because everybody has a different interpretation of what things are. Everybody has a different lore of what things are. So that is why I was asking, to clarify, because when you mention things like this, that's my egotistical, of course. But when you mention things like this, it especially in the writer space, you like to, I like to clarify what this writer means by something. Because, like if somebody says, I have a story set on planet Earth. When they say that, in your mind, a lot of times, a lot of people are going to imagine planet Earth as they see it. Because we live on planet Earth. So once you say, we have a story on planet Earth, you're gonna think it's a normal story. But then they say, it's about all these green men who have 3 moons in the sky, and the world spins the opposite way around, and it's freezing cold. And then you're like, wait, what? That's not Earth? Well, yes it is, because in their story, what happened was, a big catastrophe happened, another asteroid hit the Earth, Ice Age happened again, and it, with a magnetic field, it drew 2 more moons into our orbit, or something like that. So yeah, that's why I like to ask lore, because when you mention something like hell, a lot of people have a pre-connotation about what hell is, and what demons are, and stuff like that, but that's not necessarily the lore of your particular story. Because everybody's story is different, everybody's interpretation is different, and therefore I like to ask for clarification on things.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much for following Sklo Gamer, much love. Even if we think we know, we don't necessarily know, because writers are creatives, so they can choose whatever they want for their story. Una says, so, he has no soul, but he has a soulmate. Is a mate with no soul element, maybe? That's another question I will have. Una has a lot of the questions I have. And I believe it is for a similar reason. But yes, that's another thing I was going to ask. If you said earlier that everyone has a mate, this counts even for those who were forged with no soul? To have a mate of a human, in fact, who has a soul? That's kind of weird. And that would bring up more world building questions to me, and I would like to get an explanation for that. Because like I said, when it was one thing even worse that we were asking, like, okay, so you can be in hell and have a soulmate of Earth, of a human girl? Which is bad enough, but I could see if it was because his soul was mated to her before he died and went to hell, or her soul is mated to him because she's supposed to die and go to hell. But instead, he's a guy who has no soul at all, so how does he have a mate already attached to him? Yeah. That's why I say a lot of plot holes here. But that's why it helps to talk out stories. Because it helps other people to see perspectives that you didn't see. Because this is what readers are going to be thinking about when they're reading your book. And they're going to be kind of confused. Full Truth says, so the devil never did anything wrong, just being a matchmaker in love is blind. I guess. Skull Gamer says, maybe I should go with the idea of the human feelings come with him being inside the human body, and the love comes through the human body. Yeah, so that's what, when you first mentioned that, then I thought that it seems like maybe the soul he was sent to collect was mated to her, and by taking on that body, that's why he gets that? But I don't know, because then that soul is now in hell, according to this story. And how is that guy getting along with Lucifer and stuff? Una says, do you need the soulmate concept? Yeah, that's the other thing. If there's no soulmate concept, I feel like that makes things even better, because the soulmate concept just makes more things confusing, and as Full Truth says, so many plot holes. So who did that mistake? Full Truth also says, so who matched the devil with his mate, and did Mrs. Devil make the devil to doghouse and cause mankind suffering? But that's what I said. Full Truth is also talking about a Miss Devil, so I don't know. Some people say that there's that the devil, Lucifer, has a soulmate or a mate or a wife or something. Some people don't think that. So I would ask, in your story, what is that? Is that supposed to be the case, or is he just a lone guy? I would think that he was a lone guy in context of what you've told me about this story. But I don't know. Is there some kind of first lady here, a king and queen situation? I wouldn't think so, especially by the way you say these things. And if he's saying to them that they don't have souls, it would seem very weird for them to see he has a loving wife or something by his side and they don't have that, and they're not supposed to have that, unless he's trying to convince them that he's different or something. Like, that's just a little weird. It brings up a lot more world building questions. Una said it could be a different kind of pairing, or the hellhound's feeling the emptiness of not having a soul, etc., that draws him to her and can mistake her for love because he has a second-hand idea of that now. Let's talk bad about Mrs. Devil. We already suffering of the devil, and you want us to be suffering of the missus too. Oh no. Side chick, Jerry Springer. Oh my goodness. This is very interesting. Anna says, or is he not mimicking the human feelings but developing a soul? Yeah, developing a soul. This is the kind of thing. Then when you wonder, like, what is a soul? So yeah, it's very weird. Hello, gamer. I don't know if you're still around, but if you are, this was an interesting conversation. I do have to go though. I do appreciate you stopping by. I do appreciate you following the channel. I do appreciate you sharing your story. I know you need to get breakfast. Thank you so much. But do join the Discord, actually. A lot of writers and creatives are in the Discord. We're currently doing our autumn camp. So if you have more questions about stories and lore and stuff, you can even make your own workshop room. And you can ask people for help with developing lore and stories, world building, all that stuff. And yeah, so we would love to have you in the Discord. But yes, I do have to go. Also, I do plan, hopefully, don't know, but I plan to hopefully go live again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. May or may not have a special guest. We'll see. So, thank you so much for stopping by. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs your way. Always, I appreciate you all. I appreciate all the prayers as well. They are very appreciated. I appreciate all the support and the love and everything. God bless and much love to all of you guys. We are going to raid. How about we raid? Is Darken Faye still up? Did Darken Faye leave? No, Darken Faye is still here. Discord error. I don't think it's because of the link. That link should work. So you might have to check your own account, but that link never expires. Yes, if you're in too many servers, says Benoir, Binoir, sorry, then you will not be able to join. That happened to me as well, because I realized the limit was 200 servers, and I didn't know it was the limit until I actually reached it. So, if you don't have Nitro, your limit is actually 100 servers, so it's even less than me. So So you might have to leave a server to join a server. If you don't join the server, it's fine. You can always hang out here. You follow the channel, so hopefully you will get a notification when I am live again. So we're gonna raid Dark and Fae, which is another writing streamer. I believe they have a lobby up right now where you can just write and all that jazz and get words in. Oh yeah, speaking of words, oh no, I'm gonna snooze an ad because I don't want an ad. We're gonna have to, if you're with the Game of Tone, please bring out your words.
Hey, yoo-hoo! Look at me!
Bring out your words, bring out your words. Be sure to count your words if you are a Tone Knight. I do believe that Glow Gamer has joined. Welcome in. I see you got it to work out. Alright, so if you are a Tone Knight and you did, bring out your words. Great. We are about to head over to Dark and Fae. So, once again, God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you all stopping by. Thank you for spending with me. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. We are heading over. Bye. Oh yes, rating. If you want to show Dark and Fae that Word Girl sends love, please copy that raid chant in the chat. Bye.